Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Can you hear me? Here we go.
I can hear you now.
I've been sitting in this seat for months now.
Still ain't got it together. It still ain't got it together.
That's why I can't change the name of the show just yet, because it is a uniform thing to getting our shit together. This is everybody. But welcome to Thursday.
Welcome. Happy Thursday to you, sister.
Right. Another episode of Let's Get It Together on Hot 702.5 with FM with Jnine.
and Jezzi. Jezzi.
How you doing? How are you this Thursday?
No complaints. None whatsoever. I am still out here in Cali. We'll be here for a hot one. So, one day and at a time. How you doing? What you got going on?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, what? Look, got a little green.
Chopsticks.
I got a green. I got some chopsticks in my hair. Some butterflies.
Sorry for the up close, all that face, but it's pretty.
It's okay. Yeah, it helps. I think we need a close up anyway. Beautiful black women we are.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm doing pretty good, feeling really good. I'm really cracking up at all these memes of how the time change has really devastated us as a people. Like, we are devastated. People just can't get over 2:00 to midnight. The transition is crazy. It's light and then it's immediately black. Like, there's not much transition.
And it's like, what? Because I was just outside 15 minutes ago and I could see the street. Can't see nothing now.
Right.
So, it's crazy around here. How was your week?
Yeah.
What's going on in Vegas? I miss Vegas. I will say, let me just say, getting a little homesick, but
Yeah, I miss Vegas when I'm away, and I always threaten I'm moving, but there is a connection here that is undeniable. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but it does feel like a lot of my adult life. I mean, I acted a fool in this place for years, and I think there's some soul tie in that respect. So I get why you'd be missing Vegas. So I had the pleasure of going to the Taco Festival over the weekend.
How was that? Please share.
So for it was a phenomenal experience. I'm actually a little tired trying to get the information out because I was overwhelmed for the Spanish.
Okay.
It is the Day of the Dead.
Okay.
And so I didn't do a lot of looking into their, what that means for them, traditionally. I know that they celebrate it, and it is part of a transition for their deceased loved ones, right?
Okay.
It's their passage.
Right.
And so I guess they pray them there, or they, they do rituals or celebrations to help them pass over, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Day of the Dead. And
so it's your honor day, kind of like.
It is. So it's funny how I won't go into any of this stuff because that's not what we do. However, it's interesting the transition from what cultures called Halloween and harvest and autumn and all these different, things that we've made very commercial as a country, and that the wealthy made it about spending and costumes and tried to take some of what they thought was evil out of it, and it was never an evil concept.
Yeah, I don't think that was the preface of Halloween to begin with from the onset.
Right, because Halloween came later. It was never Halloween. They didn't say no dang on Halloween. They said All Hallows Eve, or they said, whatever those harvest times were. So I say that to say, the festival was at Craig Ranch Park. We went on Sunday. Saturday we thought would be too busy. What I enjoyed was strolling through the beautiful artistry that clearly they are experienced in doing this, but the time that it must take to put into making sure this festival celebrated the dead in that way. So there were pictures of children. There were pictures of, their loved ones encased with all these beautiful flowers and adornment and jewelry and whatever. I guess they felt. It was pretty nice.
Giving honor to their ancestors, and I don't see anything wrong with that at all. We go visit grave sites and visit our folks because their spirit, I believe, remains with us as long as we have love in our heart. But I digress, and I didn't mean to take away from
and no, not at all, because we can learn from other cultures.
Right.
I'm not saying that Black people don't come together, because we do. We have festivals, we have times where we celebrate, and we have all kinds of cultural things that we do. But we can learn from some of the organization skills that other cultures have as it comes to celebrations, which means showing up on time. Okay.
Here we go.
Like I'm waiting on my guest right now. I know he ran into some traffic.
Uh-oh. Okay.
But there is this thing. Ooh. Listen. So let me finish.
What's up? Okay.
No, let me finish this. So it was, so all of that took place on if anybody's familiar with Craig Ranch, those pathways, walkways. So it was nice to be able to take the pathway, and all of the designs and beautiful shrines and beautiful, whatever you want to call them, were built around the sidewalks. So you got to spend time. You got to watch and observe and feel look and see who the pictures were. I mean, these are babies and older people and family members and friends and things. So then you go any further, and then it was taco heaven, honey. It was taco heaven. We just had to pick the best truck.
Okay.
And we didn't do so well because
Really?
I think we have a misconception of what Bria tacos are.
What are they? Or is that beef? I mean, is that pork?
It's the meat. But for me, it's the sauce.
Or the way they make it.
It's the way they make it.
Okay.
It's made with queso.
Okay.
And it is a fried. So I guess it's a corn tortilla. It's going to be a corn tortilla. However, for me, it's the broth. And you have to ask for that. So I had 2 tacos that didn't have my dipping sauce. And don't ask me how that happened, but Bria is more about the meat and the preparation than it is the dipping sauce. But that's not how I felt.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because I never knew the difference either. So if you have to ask for something extra, I'd like to know that, that's something I would need to do.
Yeah. Ask for the broth.
Okay.
It's supposed to come with it, I thought, and I think you get it in many places and many of the food trucks, but maybe they were doing it by request to cut down on waste. But anyway, let's get to the liquor. Okay, because
the tequila, the real reason we show up is show out.
Yep, there were popular lines for the margaritas. They had different flavor margaritas. They were a little weak, but you got to understand it's a family event, so you better get you a beer or something on the side or get you a shot on the side. However, we missed the tequila tasting because it was for $35 you could taste tequilas, all kinds of tequilas, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it was only at certain times.
Oh.
And it got a little chilly, so we left. So needless to say, that was my Sunday. And we We had a really good time. The girls met
You
me there. My
enjoyed it?
daughters met me there. We enjoyed it
Okay.
until we didn't. And that's when the
Uh-oh.
wind set in and babies start
Oh.
crying. And I ain't got babies, so I don't understand why I had crying babies. I don't have any. Anyway, hey, Mom. Ikari
Hey,
said this chili
Mom.
is so bomb. I'm so glad.
Talk to me.
I
Talk to
made
me.
homemade crock pot chili. And
Good while I'm away.
you
But
knew
that's
that was
okay.
going to happen. You knew that was going to happen.
I
But I'm
don't
going to tell you
care.
guys real quick how to make one pot crock pot chili. Get you
Okay.
some chili beans. Get you some kidney beans. Get you some black beans. Any kind of beans you want, really. You can put some lima beans in
Mhm.
there if you want them.
Mhm.
I use ground turkey, and I use lots of
Mhm.
onions, lots of
Mhm.
garlic, and then get you some stewed tomatoes, all kinds of seasonings,
Yeah.
cumin, paprika, uh, some chili peppers or ground chili, chili powder, all of
Hmm.
your other granulated powders. That's onion, garlic, a little Italian seasoning, and stewed tomatoes. You put that all in that crock pot after you brown that meat, and just let it sit and stew. And I use two
Okay.
different kind of onions. I use the yellow onion and the red onion. And
Yes.
when you cook your meat, because if you're using beef, a little more, it's going to be a little bit more fatty when you go to put it
Mhm.
in the crock pot. So strain it really well. Some people even rinse their meat in a strainer just to get rid of some of the fat.
Right.
Um, but what was I going to say? So you let all that just simmer, put it on high or low. If you're leaving for a little while, let it simmer for a good maybe 2 hours, not too long, so your beans aren't too. And I like my all of my vegetables to still be crunchy. So if you have the
Okay.
time, put those in a little later
Okay.
and then let it stew. But if you don't, put it all together, let it stew. Oh my goodness, I'm so
How
glad she's
long did you
enjoying
let it
it.
stew? How long did you
I
leave it
did
on?
uh, I did 3 hours
3 hours.
on
Okay.
low.
On low.
And then I took it off. I made some cornbread and then some crackers.
Me and
Yeah,
cornbread and that chili would have did some things if I was there. My mom made some chili earlier this week that was delicious, but I love it's that season. It's that chili and soup and hearty meal season. So
it is. It is the
delicious.
hearty meal season.
All right,
It
E.
is.
Thank you for the feedback on the chili.
I'm so glad you
Rub it
enjoyed it.
in.
So I don't know if we're gonna have a guest or not. He
Oh
said
no.
that he was in traffic. I don't know why people don't compensate for the traffic.
It's
I
Las
don't
Vegas.
care if we are moving into the what do you call it, the winter season where kids are out of school. It's still Vegas, so you still
It's
got the
Vegas.
spaghetti bowl all day long.
Right.
And
Right.
if you got to pull in that commute lane, sometimes it's open.
Yeah, okay, this is my question. So the commute lane is 24 hours, 7 days a week in Las Vegas. That was a shell shock when I moved there from California because
That's
we have
correct.
set times
That's
in
correct.
Cali in the morning and rush hour times. But in Las Vegas, 24 hours a day. Where they do that
Okay.
at? Vegas. But question,
First of all,
with
when they
this,
yeah, can somebody call in and tell us 702-551-5261? We don't mean to digress from what's really going down, but I do have to ask. When they first set up those commute lanes, the very first, they were setting people up because there was never any criteria on the side of the road. So you
okay,
could easily get pulled over. Vegas played a real game when it came to that commute lane. They're
okay.
still playing a game
Because I've been
because,
seeing a sign that say open to all. Is that true? Why
girl,
you
I
give
don't
me
know, but
that
I'm in it
look?
because Vegas play too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sign coming from North Las Vegas that said HOV open to all. However, you got
Right.
to be careful because people still cross the double lines. It is illegal, Las Vegas, to cross double lines anywhere in the city, including the commute lane.
So
So
what
it
you
doesn't
supposed
make
to
you feel
do?
safe. You don't feel safe. You like, ooh,
You said you
you
don't
got to,
feel
you always on defense in that lane because people are crossing over. You don't cross the double lines. And it says it every blue moon. So of course you're going to miss the sign.
well, yeah, because I was about to say I ain't never seen that sign.
It's a
But
setup. Like it's a
so
setup.
what if your exit come up? You just supposed to pass it by because
Well, they
the line
so
don't
it's
break?
so idiotic, girl. It tells you when to enter, that you enter between Spring Mountain and Flamingo, whatever, and when to
Okay.
exit. But
Okay.
people don't read those signs.
I shall.
So it tells you don't cross the double line. And now these signs are saying that the HOV line is open. So I don't know if it's for the holiday. I don't know if they're
Yeah,
trying
that's
to catch you slipping. And okay, so E says it's only open to all because of construction. I think until January you can cross the lines now.
oh.
That, you know what? That's pretty idiotic that you can cross the lines. That's why California started putting those little things to help you feel safe in that lane. You're moving too fast for somebody to slide their little ass over there. That's why Vegas has so many accidents. Let's be clear. That's why our insurance is so high.
That is
That's why it took
one
me
of the reasons.
10 years to change my insurance. Let me make that clear, because Vegas do that type of goofy shit. You should never be able to cross a double line. That's like DMV 101. So
That's very interesting.
have
'Cause
fun. It's like an Indy 500 in that bitch. I tell you. I
oh,
can't
that is
stand it.
hilarious.
Vegas been under
Oh,
construction since I moved here, so I know the locals have to know that little yellow sign, that little yellow thing, the orange cones they put down, that is the mascot of this city,
yes, it
because they're
is.
everywhere. And they last
Everywhere.
for years upon years. So anyway, let me get back to the thing at hand. So that was a taco festival. But I also got the experience of going to one of our black-owned restaurants this
Okay.
week to talk about how we drag black businesses on social media,
Oh, wow.
how we handle conflict amongst consumers and business owners, especially black people on black people, and
Mm.
how we don't seem to, how we have this stigma behind customer service because we don't open on time, we don't have policies, or we don't have regular procedures that we stand by. So all these different, in many cases, misconceptions, because we come with this mindset, oh Lord, it's a black business, and so we start expecting less immediately.
Hmm.
And so there is a terrible connotation around some black restaurants
Oh,
and some
right.
black vendors, business owners.
Hmm.
So it was a very good conversation. But I want to ask you, because we've talked about this. We talked about customer service and the things that matter to us when we're spending our money in a
Right.
restaurant.
Absolutely.
And we have touched on black businesses or black restaurants that good, bad, and ugly.
Right.
So let's go back to this customer service thing. I'm going to give you an example of what happened. So apparently somebody came to the restaurant, and we're talking about Lolo's, and not to put her on blast, but I did dine there. So I do feel a sense of obligation to be honest with the listeners about my
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
And
I've never
so,
eaten here before, so I'm not familiar with
well,
it.
and the bad part about Lolo's Waffles is their reputation was as such on Rainbow. It was a franchise. And that franchise had to get bought out, but it had a horrible reputation for attitudinal people, customer service, waiting too long. And so one of the big things now is still waiting long waits.
Mm. Okay. Well, that makes
Uh,
sense.
well, we're after pandemic. First of all, people need to simmer down, but we're going to touch
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
Uh, So this guest was her birthday. She went and she was told it was a 2-hour wait. The 2-hour wait, I guess at some point at an hour and a half, she says, "Hey, I'm here. What's going on? What happened?" It's some kind of communication happened between the machine that contacts you through Yelp or however they do their notifications,
Mm-hmm.
and her responding to the notification.
Mm.
So my thing was, well, what happened at that moment?
Right.
But I couldn't really, cut it off to ask those specific questions. But what happened is, it could be, but it was just the one. I'm not sure. So what happened was she left because the person at the front told her it was going to be another hour and a half because she missed her window.
How long of a window do they give after they let you know your table is ready? Do they give you an additional 10 to 15 minutes, or is it a 5 minute? If you don't show up in 5 minutes, you done, or what's happening? What's their procedure in that regard? Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, too many questions. Carry on.
Yeah, because because me being kind of a policy and procedure person, that's where
Right.
I went. No shade to her. This lady has been in business for 28 years. Let me tell you something. And I want to say, if she happens to watch the show or anybody who experienced anything, unless you're in her shoes, I've never owned a restaurant. Okay. So there is nothing I could say in terms of walking in her shoes to take away from the respect I have for a black woman running the show.
Right.
And they're growing.
Okay.
But this lady left, disappointed, called management, and then dragged on social media. And her social media grabbed a lot of attention. And within that attention was a whole slew of people who felt a certain way about that particular restaurant.
Mm.
But here's the thing I need to clear up for the people. Anybody listening? The same owner and franchise that was on Rainbow has separated ties, and she is the GM for that new location. It's new, so to speak.
Okay.
Not new,
Okay.
it's old, it's the original. But it was a franchise when it was on Rainbow. So people who had a bad experience on Rainbow cannot carry that experience over to Flamingo.
Okay.
I just want to specify.
Okay. Good to know.
So along the lines of customer service, what would have made or broke that for you? Because you and I are both go to the GM type people if we don't get what we want.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, first of all, a 2 hour wait would have been my telltale sign. I ain't eating there. I'd have left because I'm not. If I'm going somewhere to eat, I don't think waiting 2 hours is an option for me. I don't think I've waited 2 hours to eat anywhere. In all honesty, I just haven't. But if I really, really wanted to eat there and I waited my 2 hours and then I came to the desk and found that I'd lost my window because maybe their table became available earlier than expected, is what I would assume. Their table might have became available earlier than expected and she came back probably exactly in 2 hours.
That's
Is
the
that
part I
more
can't.
like what happened?
That's what I can't fill in. I did not get to
Okay.
fill in the blanks. But I
Okay.
will
Well,
say
I'd have been
this.
mad. I'd have been mad. I'd have been mad.
I
I
would have
probably
been
would have
upset.
dragged her too. I
But I
probably would.
don't think I would have been um, drag you on the internet upset. I'm only drag you on
Mm,
the internet if there's a fly in my peach cobbler. You hear what I'm saying? Which would literally
okay.
happen. I'm gonna drag you if you didn't handle. And when I say drag, I may mention, because that's our jobs, is to let people
Right.
know. Good evening. Is to let people know the real deal,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
I don't know. I can't say that I wouldn't because 2 hours, first of all, like I said, I wouldn't wait. But if I chose to wait 2 hours and then missed a window because something flukish happened and then I was told I'd have to wait another hour and a half, I'd have been mad,
and
girl.
here's
Ain't no
what I
way
wanted
around
the
it.
restaurant to own. Yes, ma'am. I wanted the restaurant to own that piece when it happened and she came back and she missed her window. Let me grab a manager for you.
Right. Right.
And manager, let me find some accommodations for you.
Right.
Give me just a few minutes,
Absolutely.
if you will, and I will bring you complimentary or appetizers for your wait.
Absolutely. Something. Something. And then I'd have settled down, if I saw there was a level of empathy there because, after 2 hours, if you wasn't hungry when you got there, you was starving after 2 hours.
Listen, there is a slogan that runs deep about that particular restaurant is eat before you go.
Who the hell wants to do that? Who
Eat
the
before
hell
you
wants
go. So at least coat your stomach so you ain't grouchy, because that would make people hangry. But let me flip the devil's advocate side. Black people, come on. Can we be reasonable with our people in terms of the dragging? There is a fine line in terms of how far you go. But she felt like she didn't get satisfaction from the GM, and so she took it there. So let's let that stew for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we have a special guest tonight that we have been preparing for. And I'm really glad. I really want you to park this customer service thing. We're not done.
Okay.
Because there's a devil's advocate side, and I want to be able to really explore that next week sometime.
Oh,
but without further ado, this young man I met in the line of comedy.
Okay.
I'm a little new to the game. He's new to the game, but he's a little bit more experienced in the comedy game. And right now, he is really rocking it with his one-man stand. So without further ado, we have comedian Lip Lock on the show.
Yay.
And did I just mute myself?
I don't know. Somebody got muted.
Are we here?
Hey, Mr. Lip Lock.
All
you
right.
How you doing? I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
that's what I
I'm Jezzi.
Hello, Jezzi. Jezzi or Jazzy?
Well,
Jazzy
I call her
with the
Jazzy
E.
from time to time, but it's the E.
So it's in between.
Yeah, it depends
ain't.
on
That's how we feel for the
Well,
day.
she's a Gemini, so you can actually.
It is what it is.
Got it. Just as long as I'm not in a relationship with you, we okay.
Oh, Lord. What you
Oh,
trying to say?
it's like that.
What sign is you? What sign are
I'm a
you?
Leo. I'm scared of y'all.
Ooh, yeah, you should be.
Yeah,
I'm not
y'all
going there with either one of you at this moment. So, comedian Lip Lock has been doing comedy around the city and around in and out of different venues for quite some time.
Yeah, I
Like
hear
snow.
some.
Yeah, it
I
is
hear
a little
snow in the
staticky.
background.
Yeah. Y'all called it snow?
Yeah, it sounds like snow. He called it snow, and I just like the way
You
it
went
sounds.
with it. I feel you.
So I went with that. Yeah.
It sounds more like rain.
Okay.
But I think y'all talking about the snow on the TV.
Like white snow, yeah. The white noise. White noise. That's what I mean.
It's me, because I'm over here probably pressing mute buttons and undo buttons.
Still ain't got it.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, this man is from Compton, California.
Hey.
And we want to talk about an upcoming show we have and anything else that Mr. Lip Lock wants to talk about.
Well,
And so you have the floor for a second. Let's talk about what we got going on Saturday. Let's
Let's
next
do
Saturday.
that. Yes. I was trying to get my phone up right so the people can see me, but I'm over here messing up, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. We here. I'm over here
It's
acting like an old
hectic,
dude.
ain't it? Trying to get through that traffic. I should have
Yeah.
told you the spaghetti bowl is still a problem.
No, it was an accident on the off ramp.
Oh.
So I was stuck. I couldn't even. There was no left or right. I was stuck.
Oh,
like,
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, we're going to give you some forgiveness. But
I
don't be
was
late.
stressed out.
Don't be late Saturday.
I mean, I can't be. I mean, Friday.
It is Friday.
Yeah. See, look, you late. You talking about me?
Lord.
I didn't slept through the day.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
I was smoking without me. Anyway.
So, what do we have going on Saturday?
I don't know what you asking me for.
And I don't know why I keep saying Saturday.
I don't know. That's why I'm like I'm confused. But Friday, November 18th, though,
Correct
we
me,
got
please.
the Blackout Comedy Show.
Oh my God.
It's gonna have a whole slew of super funny people that you can't just see every day of the week. These people are like, you got to pay me or pay me no, never mind. So
I
I got the wonderful host of Las Vegas, Dennis Lavender, on there with me. I got let's see who else we got in there. We got Tavon Greatness. I always mess his name up, so I can't do it live, or he gonna beat me up. We got the OG of comedy in Vegas, Boss the Comedian. Got him on there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else we got on there. Who am I missing? Oh, we got Spanky Hayes on there now. That's a new special feature
that's
added to
nice.
it.
That's
Spanky Hayes
nice.
from Wildin' Out to anybody that don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And who else am I missing? Oh,
There's
that
a
dude,
female.
Donnie.
I thought so.
Oh, no, she got removed.
Okay,
She said
okay.
she's canceled. She's an artist, and she doesn't do street team stuff, which I don't understand what that meant. But, it is what it is. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. I've never personally met her, but I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is what it is. I had some Blackout for the flyer. I was gonna black her name out because she didn't share the poster to get paid. She shared it to be weird. So I don't know. You know, that's what's going on in my world. You know. You feel me?
It's a lot of weirdness going on right now. I'm not, I'm not endorsing anything. I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I understand.
So anyway, that's a nice lineup.
Sounds like it.
Yes, it's a lot
of testosterone.
Hold on, no, there is some women in the building. Yeah, hold on, we got Dizzy Liv. She's a female artist. She's going to be opening the show with her new singles. And then I got my boy Fast Money Jay. He's gonna be closing the show with his hot new singles. They got their singles. They're not what they call them, SoundCloud rappers. They're not SoundCloud rappers. They actually are established artists.
Got it.
On real platforms such as Pandora and Spotify and things of that nature.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So they good, man. I try to get the best. You know, I pay people good. Make sure they eat and drink and stuff. So I'm just
absolutely. So so we got listeners. Thank you for everybody for tuning in at Hot 702.5 FM. Let's get it together. Tell the listeners how we get tickets.
Eventbrite.
And it's the 8th.
It's the 18th. Yes, November 18th, a Friday.
Friday.
Thank you.
I might remember if we had our little clip, but I'm a blooper now.
Somebody's supposed to be cooking there that keep trying to get there Saturday. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know. Please have my food there Friday. My people gonna want it Friday, not Saturday. Okay, we don't want leftovers.
Yeah, I don't do leftovers too much either. So, and I got it all over the place. Friday at 8 p.m.
Okay,
November 18th. Get your tickets, Eventbrite.
Blackout Comedy Show.
Blackout Comedy Show. You've heard the lineup. This is some of Las Vegas's finest comedians. And listen, this show promotes.
Oh, Tay the Truth. Sorry.
No, don't
I can't forget my boy Tay the Truth. I got a lot of Vegas people on there, man. I got a lot of love in Vegas. I love Vegas. Vegas has been great to me.
Nice.
This is where I first started out at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing Vegas home. You know.
So what made you cross over into comedy? What made you? When did you discover you were funny?
Well, can we back up and figure out where your career started from, and what brought you where you're at now?
Okay, I used to be a rapper named Trey Pound. Okay, I did music for 10 years, got videos up, did real good, had fun, been on some stages. You know what I'm saying? But I spent more money than I received.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, and then basically when I lost my hairline, that's when I said, this is over. We already had Jeezy, Rick Ross. I didn't want to be a part of it. Their career was ending, and I was trying to start mine. I said my hairline left, so I was like, "This is not gonna work."
Not gonna work.
No, not gonna work.
Was it stressing you out? Or did you like it?
No,
you enjoyed it?
No, I loved it. I love music in general, from R&B to rap to soul. Like I love music. I've always been into music since I was a kid.
Okay.
So, but it was just, I knew when to fold them. You know what I mean?
Know when to fold them.
There's a lot of people out here still 50 years old talking about they dropping a mixtape, and it's sad. It's sad.
And then they trying to holler at me.
Yeah, they want you. They want you. They need somebody that can be on their team that understand their dreams. And I didn't want to be that dude. I didn't want to be him.
These old extra retired ass rappers that's
wearing extra long T-shirts. Yeah, they be wearing them real long T-shirts still, like Soulja Boy did back in the day. I don't want to wear them. You got to wear something that fit.
So, how did that transition?
So, I've always been a class clown. I've always been a jokester. I've always been the funny person around everybody I'm around. And I think the universe kind of was just like, you a comedian. To where people were like, that didn't know me. I'm at the barbershop or anywhere. They're like, you a comedian? And I'm like, no. And I kept telling them that. And everybody was like, you a comedian? And I'm like, nah. So I started doing videos online, Instagram, comedian Lip Like 5'4" if y'all follow.
No, we need that.
Yeah.
We need all your handles.
I started doing the reaction videos, and they started going viral. And I was getting my thrill from that, And then that thrill was gone because I was like, okay, this is cool, but now what?
Okay.
Yeah, so I started following the people I was following, doing the same thing I was doing. I went to the beginning of their story. You know what I'm saying?
What's that mean?
Like when they first started. I scrolled all the way down, you know what I'm saying? And I started seeing the numbers, in the beginning, their numbers was low like mine was, like 100, maybe 60, 30, and then a couple of thousand, and then it was hundreds of thousands, and so I'm like, oh, and then it was performing live. Ha Ha Davis performing live, Desi Banks performing live, Jess Hilarious, and I'm like, oh, they doing stand up. I'm like, oh man, that's next. We up, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. And so I just took it on, and my boy LeVon Kennedy, who's the host of this show, him and Mike P were the first two people that gave me a shot. They gave me the vibe that I needed to push on with it. Okay. So LeVon, he does primarily hip hop shows out here in Vegas. Okay. And I just came to him, was like, hey, man, let me host your show. And he was like, you host? I said, no, I don't. But I was like,
love the confidence.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to work on this comedy thing, and I feel like I can help your show out, by doing my, my thing, during your sets. He was like, all right, forget it. Let's do it then. And I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, come on. And we've been locked in ever since. Right. And we got Face the Funny together. That's something that we built out here in Vegas. So that's my dude, man. And then Mike P, that was my first real crowd. Like, ooh,
I ain't even tested that crowd yet. I was told, if you don't do that crowd, you don't do comedy. Oh, bougie ass, ghetto ass crowd. It's bougie and ghetto. How y'all both?
Yeah, it's definitely both.
I can't crack your egg.
It's definitely both. So that's where you test yourself. I'm gonna say Mike P is one of the gauntlets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go there and it's either you got their attention or you don't. And if you don't, it's gonna be a long night. And
I've seen seasoned.
Can't go in there with your set. You can't go in there with no set. You got to go in there and feel the vibe. Yeah, you got to go in there and feel the vibe.
I was grabbing my girl leg like this is uncomfortable because I know this man really got skills, but right now they are eating him alive. And he started saying, "Ooh, my confidence level feels real questionable. Y'all got me feeling real uncomfortable." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna give this a minute because
I killed it on the first one. I surprised Mike P. He was like, "Man, hey, man, for real, this is your first time?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, man, I was about to roast the hell out you if you bomb, man.
He was.
And I was like, dang, for real? So I did good. Second time I did cool. Third time I met my first heckler and bombed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. I didn't know, but it made me stronger, though. I went back and studied it. You know what I'm saying? I started taking it serious. Like, comedy ain't nothing to just go up there and be ha-ha, No, you got to feel, you got to understand. It's a lot of elements to it. You know what I'm saying? I seen somebody at my show get booed. I'm not going to say his name because I respect him. And like you said, I know he's seasoned. I know he's funny because he made me laugh.
Right.
But my crowds be, and listen, my crowds be multicultural.
Right.
They be mixed, I got my Latinos, I got my black people, you know what I'm saying, a couple of little specks of snow, you know what I'm saying, so it's like, you gotta be ready, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta be ready.
And he came out there with the snowflake jokes, and they was like, boo. I was like, oh, I hid. I was hiding behind my buddies in the back by the bar laughing.
That hurts.
It was funny.
That's a shot.
That shit was hilarious. Good. I was like, I only seen this on TV. This is live. Like, this shit is crazy.
That hurts. I don't ever want to hear a boo. But I think they be giving me grace. They be like, she's so cute. That's just that's cheating. Cute.
That's cheating. That's definitely cheating. Because I done seen some ugly chicks get up there and they get people walk out on them. Like, this ain't it. This is not funny.
Pretty girl.
Ain't got nobody walk out on me. Pretty girl comedy might be a little different.
On you though, but they won't walk out. But they may pull up.
Right.
And they still trying to holler afterwards, like, "Oh, girl, you funny." Right. What the hell ever.
Right.
So now you are from Compton, the home of a lot of talent. So it is kind of a little bit of pressure.
I'm from Linwood, by the way, of Compton.
Okay. Yeah. But still, Linwood, right? That's Berkeley, Oakland.
Yeah, so I went to I lived in Linwood my whole life, but if you know anything about Linwood and Compton, especially the East Side, it's a bridge that cut us off.
Oh, there's the bridge. That's
and
right.
My auntie lived across the bridge. I lived on the other side of the bridge where my cholo partners was at. So once I went to Whaley Middle School, it was over. But it's crazy because I always went to school in Compton. So I went to elementary school in Compton, junior high school into the 9th grade. Then I got kicked out of the district, and then I went to Linwood High and graduated. Yeah.
You couldn't play right.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want to play right with me. That's another story. But yeah.
Okay. But nonetheless, I mean, we talking about Dr. Dre and Kendrick Lamar and all of that. Is there anybody from your hometown that inspires you or that you looked up to? Anybody in comedy that you learned from?
Patrice O'Neal, not from Compton, but that was him, D.L. Hughley. Who else, man? Corey Holcomb.
I like Corey.
Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? But like for is like in the hood.
Right, locally.
Locally, no, nobody. Not comedy wise.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But musically, like of course, Dre,
right.
Kendrick, like Compton AV, anybody out of there, I love for them rising up out of there.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? So yeah, all that. Yeah.
And so when you got to Vegas and you started figuring this comedy thing out, and you started doing your own, so Face the Funny was
the first one, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. And you've done pretty good.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Right?
It's rough.
Anybody got anything for comedian Lip Lock or for me, for Jezzi? Call in 702-551-5261. Call in and holler at us. We got a few minutes. You want to do, anything you want to ask. But I bought some chili in.
I'm about to eat some of that.
Yep, chili and cornbread. The crock pot chili, I just gave the ingredients to the audience, so you'd have to go back and...
Okay, so I ain't gonna get the bubble guts or nothing, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
And the bubble guts a lot, the beans and onions can trap space in your system.
What that mean?
Well,
you might just...
Beans are really, really good for you. They're really good for you.
Fiber is good for you, yes.
And so sometimes you will get, you should not be doubled over.
Right.
But if you do get a little gassy, you got to realize onions cause gas, and so do beans.
Gotcha.
And mine shouldn't do that though, because I don't use ground beef, so it's not that much fat. Okay. I use turkey meat, and I used a whole bunch of veggies.
You use a lot of veggies?
Yeah.
In your chili beans? What kind of veggies you use in chili beans?
I gave the recipe, so you're going to have to go back and check that out.
Oh, man, y'all about to have me.
But I know it's bell peppers.
It's bell peppers, tomatoes, and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm with that.
It's a little kale, a little spinach.
Did you say K-roll syrup?
No, I said kale.
Oh, I was about to say, no, that's going to make you boo. I remember that when I was a baby. That clean you out. I don't want no K-roll syrup.
No, you don't. No, you don't. So I want to re-emphasize, how do we find Lip Lock and all of your, because I know you are doing a lot of these skits and getting a lot of hits and a lot of views. Where do we find you on social media?
Social media, you can find me on Instagram. Again, comedian Lip Lock. It's spelled the way it is supposed to be spelled, 5-4 at the end. Comedian Lip Lock on Facebook as well, even though they hating on me right now. I shared a video. It got 250,000 likes. Quarter million views, and then somebody hated on me. So right now my algorithm low. You know what I'm saying? But I can still accept you though. Yeah, I can still accept you.
That whole social media is a whole nother conversation, because I feel like, and it ain't just a feel, it's a real in terms of this algorithm and this control of how much.
Thank Kanye. And all the people that I was being bullied.
But I feel like it was by design anyway.
Of course.
Yeah, we just played right on into the hands.
Like, how do I get in trouble for sharing a video that was already on social media?
Right.
That's a hard
because mine went viral and the other one didn't. I'm lost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it because the dude's balls fell out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one or the other.
Oh, that one.
That one. You know what I'm talking about? That was funny. he was wrong. He was wrong. He was not supposed to have that outfit on and not have his tuck game right.
Backdrop. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Jezzi, but
boy
backdrops that. Yeah, it was. It was a boy on stage.
Boy, them things popped out.
He was doing a little bit too much shanking and jiggling, and he didn't tie him up properly. So they were hanging out, and so
the girls was like, "Yo, balls."
They were. They were trying to help her out. They were trying to help her. They were like, your balls out. It was a lot. He kept trying to
twerk and tuck him at the same time. It wasn't working. The whole crowd seen it. It was over. It was nasty. It was
what are we talking about? What the hell are we talking about?
I'm trying to tell you, the dude the lady dude, sir, ma'am, it was twerking.
Both of them.
I'm talking about they was choking too. Like they. Because
they look like they've been swinging a lot. It was too much.
The Frank was still tucked, but the beans was out. Okay,
it was ugly.
Y'all are a mess.
Oh, it was crazy. It was weird.
It's a mess. It's a mess. So Friday, November 18th.
November 18th, Friday. And I put these posters up around the city. So if y'all see these around the city, man, take a picture. Take a picture of the poster, man, and scan it and get your tickets, okay?
Scan and get your tickets, Eventbrite.
Yes. Tickets are $25, you know what I'm saying? And then we got open bar as well for $25. So.
Open bar, $25. Yeah. And then I'll be serving Woodlands Catering. I'm bringing catering out. Yes. I'll be back, and I've got these really fire chicken wings.
They good. They're so delicious.
Creation.
So delicious.
Double fried, so it's got this, I don't know if it's double fried,
it.
but it's got a nice crunch. It's a nice coating. Yeah. So I'll be doing my chicken wings.
I almost moved in. Just, I'm keep it real. The wings had me.
Wings had you.
I'm trying to tell you, listen, it was real.
No, they were. They're pretty fire because they're not quite lemon pepper and they're not quite Cajun. It's a cross between the two.
Oh, man. Thanks for telling me. I didn't know. I just know it was a burst in my mouth that I didn't want to let go.
They didn't even have no dipping sauce, and they was like, "Oh yeah, this is on here."
This is it. Okay. I ate a lot that day.
I appreciate it, but I'm trying to figure out how I became a blooper. Am I that bad of an actress?
I was the blooper. I'm saying we had bloopers. It's me. It's trust me, it's me. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm still gonna put it together. So I'm having battery issues. Okay. And I left. You know how you leave the car? It's not on, but you have it turned towards toward the radio and the windows
so
still
everything still works. Yes.
Oh man! So we're recording for you to come. You know, we doing the phone part on our reel.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, I'm out. I'm on my way to her house, and I went to turn the car on, and it said, and I looked at him, and we just started laughing. He's like, I'm keeping that. I was like, man, you better not keep that.
That is a real blooper, though.
Playing, man.
No matter of fact, you had a couple of moments that was quite funny.
We did.
Doing that.
You trying to feed me? It was nice. It was nice.
That was my second skit, like that. You know, those kind of comical type skits.
Okay.
So I had a little fun. I had fun feeding you.
You know.
I felt the moment.
Little man was sick, man. I was nervous. Is he better?
He is 100% better.
That's cool, man. I can come back over and eat some wings now. But
I can't. He had a whole concept that got ruined because, it was supposed to be a whole scene. and
little homie hated on us.
He did. Little grandson. Shout out to Kylan.
Lead up, baby.
Yeah, he was
Miss Irene. So thank you. And I think this is the first show that my daughter actually watched. This is I think his first show that Whitney.
Oh, she watching. Hey, I love your son.
Thank you, Whitley.
If she's watching me, I love your son. I did not mean to bring him. You should have told me that before I said, God, no.
That's what made me look.
Don't cut me.
She was like, pay me. I'm like, girl, pay you no attention.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm. That's horrible. So I want to reemphasize, we have a phenomenal show that I am going to be very excited to feed the people.
Yes.
Nice.
This is Friday, November 18th at 8 p.m. Get your tickets Eventbrite.
Yes,
get
please.
your alcohol. Purchase it online.
Please do.
So that we will have no issues when you come to get your unlimited alcohol.
Yes.
Oh, she laughed.
Right.
This is the first comment in the first show Whitney decided to watch.
I appreciate her for watching. Tell her thank you for being here. And once again, if you don't mind real quick,
yes, please.
We got Tay the Truth, Las Vegas' very own, okay? The best host in Vegas. He be doing this thing. We got Boss Comedian, man. He is phenomenal. He's been on Shaq All-Stars. We got Spanky Hayes coming in from Wildin' Out. Donnie That Dude. We got Tavon Greatness and Dennis Lavender on here. And then also performing live, we got Fast Money J, fresh out of L.A.
That's nice to have some performance going on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, I don't want nobody stealing my recipe trying to do what I do because I'm the only one that do it this way. You feel me?
Right.
I will come in your show and roast everybody just because you stole my idea. And then we got Dizzy Liv. She's a wonderful young female. I think she's about 19 or 20, starting out her career. She's with Young Pharaohs Records. She's doing good, man. So everybody's. This is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
You catering.
This is a phenomenal
we can't lose.
We cannot lose.
We can't lose.
It's going to be a great show. And so the address you can find on any of our platforms, any of the people that he pretty much just named. You can find the flyers. Go to Eventbrite, the Blackout Comedy Show.
Yeah. Even the comedian that canceled herself, she shared the flyer, so you can get it off her page too. Just don't mind the red line across.
I don't think anybody really knows.
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying if they wanted to. Okay.
Yeah. Right. But
So I can't pay to remotely attend from Cali.
You can't who? Huh?
Hey, who? Huh?
To remotely attend, like
Zoom in and watch it.
Yes.
Nah, you're gonna have to get you a Flixbus ticket and come on down here. You're gonna slide on down.
You gotta take the Mexican bus.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, so we're gonna let
Flix,
that go.
Flix. I used to take it before I started flying.
If it ain't Southwest,
You don't know
it's not happening.
December, I'll be back in the city.
Okay, so what's coming up next for Lip Lock? And listen, we have a few minutes if anybody wants to call in, 702-551-5261.
Call in.
We'd love to hear from you. You have a few minutes to join us in this conversation. Thank you to all of our listeners and supporters.
Yes.
What does Lip Lock have coming up in the future?
9 cities, 9 states. This is the Blackout Tour for me. It's my self-made tour. Again, November 18th is the first stop on it. After that, I'm going back home to L.A., do it big for my peoples in December. And then from L.A., we going to the Bay, baby. You feel me? So we doing the Bay in January. And then from there, we going to Atlanta to Chicago to Houston, Houston to Dallas, New York, New Jersey. And we out.
Oh, you on
And
tour?
we out.
Nice.
Listen, let me talk to our listeners real quick on what we were talking about. Let's get it together. This is, I don't want to say self-made because we need each other. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But you can't let anybody put you in a box or ceiling you, put you under a ceiling, a roof that they think you should be doing.
Right.
Break outside because this man is doing just that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm encouraged as an up-and-coming comedian. I started doing a little studying and making sure I took it a little more serious because it's not just about being able to get on stage. I don't have stage fright like that.
Right.
It's about delivery and are you funny?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So much respect.
Thank you.
Because I know you came after me on the show and I was like, oh my goodness, my side hurt. I really didn't know. Where did we get Lip Lock from? I know it's an obvious, but tell me the history behind that name.
I mean, my buddy Emery, he's the founder of the name Lip, Emery Beckles, man, and I want to say this all my Linwood family, you feel me? All my football players, all my teammates, my basketball teammates, homies from the neighborhood, they just call me Lip because the bottom lip hang real low, and then I wanted to make it catchy, so I put Lock to it. You know what I'm saying? So Lock is just whatever,
right.
But Lip was my name though.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Lock. I like the Lock because I just can't imagine calling a grown man Lip.
Yeah, well, it happens. You come to L.A., you going to hear it. They go, what's up, Lip? I'm like,
it's me. Okay, yeah. So I really am excited about the show. I'm excited about delivering food because now I'm going to get back a little bit into my cooking. Y'all be laughing, but Gina of all trades is a real broad. Like, she is a real... I do a little bit of, you see my hair braided? Yep, that's me. I braid hair, I cook, and I mean, I go to school for all these things too.
Okay.
So if it ain't School of Hard Knocks, it is really hitting the books.
Yeah.
So I love the comedy. I think everybody needs to laugh. We have a time now where, darkness is setting in people's lives in terms of the holidays and not having family. Laughter heals the soul.
It does.
Yes,
right? It does. And you got to be able to laugh at some of this stuff. Because some of this stuff, now, as a comedian, my ear is different. When I'm sitting and looking at stuff, I'm looking at it from a very hilarious point of view from here on out. Because it's all material.
Yeah.
It's all material. So with that, we are going to wrap up the show. Thank you for attending another episode. We're thankful for our guests.
Yes.
Let's get it together every Thursday at 6 p.m. We have marvelous guests. We really want you guys to eat well. We want you to rest well, and we want you to laugh. So take us home. Thank you, Lip Lock. We will see you on next Friday.
Next Friday. Remember that, okay?
November 18th, Friday, 8 p.m.
I'm gonna have to catch you. I might have to catch you when you get to the town.
You better come on now. Stop playing.
She will.
Man.
And if they know I'm anywhere near that ticket, the town is coming.
You better,
Trust and believe.
Better pull on up.
Trust and believe.
Stop playing.
Our stock in Oakland is pretty tough.
Pretty.
Well,
high.
you know, I'm gonna put you to work. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out because you talking it real big. We're gonna
You
find
just don't
out.
know. So anyway, send us home, Jezzi.
All right. Wishing you all peace, love, light, prosperity, and protection throughout the week. All right.
Amen.
Amen.
See you next time.
And next time.
We out.
All right.